Welcome to the Festival for Democracy, a fundraiser for the Nevada County Democrats. We're here today to raise money for our upcoming election in November 2020. Thanks so much to all of you joining us on Facebook and YouTube. We'd love to hear your comments, so feel free to chime in along the way. We usually get together in person for our annual fundraising gala. And it's sad that we can't get together today, but we're innovating and we're meeting the moment to broadcast an amazing program to you today online. Please don't forget to donate using the Act Blue button. Be generous, because every penny that we raise in today's fundraiser will be used to support our local and regional candidates and helping us get out the vote for this historical election. Thank you so much to all of the folks who donated their time and their talent to tonight's program. We have some amazing entertainment on deck for you tonight, and we have some very important messages from our local elected officials, as well as some outstanding candidates who are running for office coming up just now in November 3rd, 2020. Before we begin our show, I would like to note that we are broadcasting from Nisenan land that was never ceded, and acknowledge that the Nisenan people are still with us here today. So with that in mind, I hope that you will enjoy the next couple hours of entertainment that we have ready for you. And our first guest is an amazing entertainer, local talent, here straight from Nevada County. His name is Charly Price. He is a singer, songwriter, and activist, and he has penned a very special ditty for us called Ode to the Donald. So I hope that you will enjoy it as much as I have. Thanks so much. Take it away, Charly.
Hi, it's me, Charly Price, and I'm thrilled for the honor of being able to play for you, Democrats. Be sure and vote and register. Of course, you already know that, but register the folks that mean something to you. Make sure they're registered and can vote, especially elderly folks. So I've got this song, Ode to the Donald. The Donald kept a sharp eye peeled for business opportunities. He knew he'd enhanced his brand by becoming a celebrity. Couldn't help but notice how much free airtime the president received. That's it, he says, I'll run for president. Now who would vote for me? Well, he considered running as a Democrat. He donated to a lot of them. But they're a careful, thoughtful bunch. He'd have trouble trying to win. Now, Republicans, on the other hand, have been lied to for a long time. Once you're picked as their nominee, they all step in line. The right-wing media and politicians had paved the way for a demagogue like Donald to step up and rule the day. Now that the Donald's got all the attention he desired, the world can't help but notice he's an egotistical liar. Campaigned against pay-to-play, said he'd drain the swamp. Now it's his cronies and contributors out there on a romp. As advisors, ambassadors, and heads of department, they're all poised wants to destroy the best parts of our government. One great thing Donald's done to make America better than before, he's got the 80% that didn't vote for him to get their butts up off the floor. He's got people paying attention now to the mess he's got us in. Donald's the great disaster, spurring us into action. Folks are sick and tired of the hatred he's been sowing, pissed at the unemployment and the death toll that keeps growing. Instead of tackling the pandemic, he scapegoats and tells lies, while every 40 seconds another American dies. Donald's the catalyst for folks that care about what's broken. Healthcare, climate change, education, our political system all have a chance to be improved now that folks are energized. We got Donald's fragile ego to thank and his bullshtick lies. Well, he's a big reason why you got to get out there and vote. So hit the donate button, because you know the big corporations are piling the money into a guy who gave them the huge tax break. So help us all out. Donate, vote.
Thanks, Charlie, for that great reminder to get out there and vote. So it's going to be very important, just like Charlie said, to make sure that all of our friends and family are registered to vote for this cycle. And it's not a bad idea to go ahead and double check that your mailing address is up to date with the registrar before those ballots get mailed out at the beginning of October. So you can go right now to registertovote.ca.gov. And there you can make sure you're registered and double check your mailing address. Since everybody's online, you may as well go and do it right now. So don't forget to use the Act Blue button to donate to the Nevada County Democrats. And our next musical guest is Bob Woods performing Who's Guarding the Water?
Thanks, Mary. I'm Bob Woods. I'm glad to be here. Want to remind you to register and vote early. And also donate. There's an Act Blue button on your screen. We need to take back this country. This is called Who's Guarding the Water? There's a guard at the store, down on the corner. He's watching the shoppers as they stalk their prey. With a cowboy's cold glare, he's touching the trigger. Case wine or some cigarettes might run astray. There's a guard at the bank. He's watching the door, and he's watching your eyes. If you look away, he's touching that button to call in the posse. If some money might try to escape. Who's guarding the water? Who's guarding the air? When the children of our children walk down to the river, will there be anything there? We borrow this earth from the souls of our children, and our children gotta pray that we care, and there's something left here to share. Who's guarding the water in the air? There's a guard at the prison, and he's up on the tower, and he's ready to shoot down a runaway. And there's a guard at the base watching the missiles that can rain down hell's fire on all us today. Who's guarding the water? Who's guarding the air? When the children of our children walk to the river, will there be anything there? We borrow this earth from the souls of our children, and our children gotta pray that we care, and there's something left to share. Who's guarding the water in the air? Who's guarding the water in the air? Remember, register, vote, and donate. Thank you.
That is a poignant message, Bob. Thank you so much, especially on a day like today. We have the kind of air quality we've been experiencing over the past several days. It's been so bad due to the recent wildfires. And that's why it's so important that we support candidates who understand the science between wildfire and value our ecosystems and understand how to take action. Our beautiful natural environment is why so many of us live here in Nevada County. From the Yuba River to the beautiful forests, it's important that we have elected officials that value these resources as well. Thanks for that reminder, Bob. So don't forget, please donate using the Act Blue link. And I'd like to introduce you to a U.S. Congressman from Sacramento County joining us here today, who's been serving since 2012. He danced with us at our gala event in 2017. Here's Congressman Ami Bera.
Thanks, Mary. Hi, I'm Congressman Ami Bera from California's 7th Congressional District, just right down the street in Sacramento County. This is the most important election of our lifetime. We say that all the time, but given the stakes in this election, we have to win the White House and usher in a President Joe Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris. But we've also got to hold on to the House and expand our majority by electing great candidates like Audrey Denny. And we can win the Senate. And the reason why this is so important is we have to get back to our values of being the United States of America, working together in a compassionate way, in an empathetic way, getting through this pandemic, but also rebuilding an economy that works for every American. Make sure you support your local Democratic Party, the Nevada County Democrats. Donate to them. Make sure you get people to register to vote. And when you get that vote by mail ballot, make sure you send it in early or take it to a drop box. Let's go win. Let's start healing this country. And let's move forward. Here's to 2020 and a great victory. Be well, be safe. And back to you, Mary.
Thank you, Ami. Ami reminds us that this election isn't just about what's happening on the national scale. It's important that we support our candidates all the way down the ballot. And donating to your local Democratic Party is a great way to do that. So please use the Act Blue link on Facebook. We actually have a blue button. I believe it says something like sign up, but don't worry, don't be confused. You can click that and that will get you to Act Blue anyway. So, as Ami said, it's very important to get that ballot in early. And there's been a lot of concern over what's going on with the post office these days. So I wanted to make sure that you knew that you can also drop your ballot off at one of the many vote centers that will be opening up across the county from Grass Valley to Truckee. One will definitely be at the Rood Center, so keep that in mind. And now I'd like to introduce our next act, which will be Charly Price with Ghostwriters in Disguise.
When I go to protests, I've got a sign that says, duh, because it doesn't matter what the protest is. Protest for science, duh. Let the kids out of the cages, duh. Anyway, here's another song. This is, well, you'll be able to tell when it happens. Lady walked on down the street one cold December day. Stepped into a bookstore just to pass the time of day. She said, I want a book by a famous celebrity. The clerk said, down to your right, you'll find autobiographies. She was thrilled to find books by actors she adored. There were athletes, rock stars, tycoons by the score. Mixed in were politicians from the left and from the right. They all shared a common trait. None of them could write. Where do they go? Who do they pay? Ghost riders in disguise. Name recognition and a following the famous could really score. Sure, they all had money, but they all wanted more. They could make a second fortune, but they all had to rely on a band of ghost riders. Ghost riders in disguise. Nobody knows what are their names. These ghost riders in disguise. Ghost riders don't seek celebrity, they don't want fame. They're happy walking down the street, no one knowing their name. So treat strangers kindly, because you can't deny one of them just might be Ghost rider in disguise. Nobody knows what are their names, these ghost riders in disguise. These ghost riders in disguise. These ghost riders in disguise. Get out there and vote. Push the donate button. Come on, we're all in this together. It's our big chance to have an actual president who could actually lead. Plus, we need congressmen and senators, supervisors, all the way down the ballot. Well, thanks, Mary.
Thank you again, Charlie. Now, how many of you out there watching on Facebook or YouTube have seen Charlie out there at protests with his duh sign? Raise your hand. Now, I'm not sure if you know, but the Nevada County Democrats endorsed 3 candidates in the primary election, and all 3 won their seats. Now, we've got 10 candidates that we're endorsing for the general, and it's really important to see them win those seats. And in order to do that, we have to get out the vote. Now, normally, we'd go door to door the old-fashioned way, knock and talk to people about the candidates that we're endorsing for local and regional races. But we can't do that. We have to use technology to convey our message, including phone banking and text banking. And your donations help us do that. So please, hit that Act Blue link. And now for an original song from Jeff Kane, questioning what the truth means in an environment of fake news. Here's Jeff Kane with You Don't Really Know What You Don't Really Know.
Thank you, Mary. I'm Jeff Kane. I've been around Nevada County for a long time now, and I've kind of made it a habit to observe what goes on in our community and twist it around and turn it into a song. So I have a couple here for you. And I want to remind you, please donate, and by all means vote. One of the issues that we're up against now is fake news. And there's plenty of fake news, and it comes from all different directions. And the people who produce it are getting better and better at it, so it's getting harder to detect. And when that happens, Where's the truth? What do we pin the truth on? This song's called You Really Don't Know What You Really Don't Know. Last night I saw on TV, right there on the 6 o'clock news, a story so foreboding it had me shivering in my shoes. It said the world is gonna end next Wednesday night at 8. Was this just another load of you-know-what, or did they tell it straight? And today I sat in Starbucks and I read my Twitter feed. It said Colorado has disappeared and the Pope is high on weed. The news is a whole new ballgame and no one knows the score. It seems like when you have some point to make, the truth goes out the door. You really don't know what you really don't know. You can say it again. You really don't know what you really don't know. They're counterfeiting voices and they're photoshopping faces. They're forging everything that's forgeable without leaving any traces. We gotta get more skeptical and get better at detection, 'cause lies that seem believable are weapons of mass deception. You really don't know what you really don't know. You can say it again. You really don't know what you really don't know. How can we be certain of anything we think we know? And how much of what we think we know just ain't so? The truth is in our bodies. It's very plain to feel, but it's kinda like an onion. You gotta peel and peel and peel and peel and peel. You really don't know what you really don't know. Bullshit ain't what it used to be. You really don't know what you really don't know. Okay. Thank you all.
Thank you, Jeff. We appreciate your contribution to tonight's event. That one gave me a giggle. But it goes to show, we've got to be careful about what's out there on social media. And so please, don't repost content without verified sources. It's incumbent upon all of us to be critical and informed consumers of media and to avoid amplifying any kind of fake news, especially during this crazy campaign cycle. So that's why we have moderators tonight on our chat channels on Facebook and YouTube. So feel free to say hi and howdy. Those should be safe spaces for you to comment on tonight's event, and we'd love to have your input. So let us know how it's going thus far. Now I would like to introduce to you Bill Monroe. He is from the California State Democratic Party. He's our regional director for Region 1E. And so now, Bill, what did you think of Jeff's song?
Thank you, Mary. That was great. This is a fantastic event being put on by Nevada County Democrats. I'm so proud to have been invited to share a little bit. I am Bill Monroe. I'm the regional director of the California Democratic Party in the 13 counties making up Assembly District 1 and Assembly District 3. I am out here in my front yard breathing the rather smoky air. There's a lot of wildfires going on in our area, and it's all a part of climate change. We have representing us in our area folks who do not believe that climate change exists. We need to work very hard to elect Elizabeth Betancourt, Pam Schwartz, and Audrey Denny. Nevada County is leading the way in getting these folks elected. Please hit that donation button that's attached to this. And I'm looking forward to hearing more of the great music and speeches. Thank you very much, Mary.
Thank you, Bill. We really appreciate all you do to support our regional candidates up here in the North State. The candidates that Bill named, Audrey Denny for U.S. Congress, Pamela Swartz for State Senate, and Elizabeth Betancourt for State Assembly, have a strong base of support here in Nevada County. But in order for them to win their seats, we need more voter turnout than ever. Your donation, by clicking on the Act Blue link right here in the post, will help us do that. It's so important that we have these voices representing us at the state level and in Washington. So if you're so inspired, you could also volunteer from the comfort of your own home with phone banking or text banking. We have a volunteer sign-up form on our website at nevadacountydemocrats.com. And now I'll introduce you to local singer and songwriter Tristan Berlund with My Dog.
Well, thank you, Mary. So, my name is Tristan Berlund. I'm a local singer-songwriter. I'm delighted to be here, and I'm also here to remind you to vote and vote early. It's very important, and donate. Click the Act Blue button and help us out because it's a very important election. So, we're here to entertain you and also to help change the course of things. So, I'm going to do a little song for you that I wrote. It's a very tongue-in-cheek song. A song kind of about like when you're between relationships. So I hope you really enjoy it. It's called My Dog. I thought you were the loving kind, so sweet you'd be the loving kind. But now I can see that you don't care for me, so I'll get a dog. My dog, he'll be the loving kind, so sweet, he'll be the loving kind. What breed will I get? A lab or maybe a pit? Consider this. Like you, my dog won't have much to say. Thank God he won't make me wear lingerie. When he spies female dogs, why they're just other dogs, 'cause he's been fixed. A girl on her own needs a canine chaperone. He'll be loyal like you never were, non-judgmental when I tell him to sit and stay. It's much, I'm sure. If he's boring, well, I'll just trade him in. Just kidding, I'd never get rid of him. Let's see if I can be the person my dog wants me to be. Let it be so. My dog, he'll be the loving kind, so sweet, he'll be the loving kind. But before I commit to a shepherd or even a wiener dog, consider this. When he's tempted to roam, I know he'll stay close to home, 'cause he's been fixed. My dog, he'll be the loving kind, so sweet, he'll be the loving kind. So, I'm here to tell you, to remind you to vote and donate. And if you're not a registered voter, please go out and register. And thank you very much. Thank you, Mary.
Thank you, Tristan. I think we've all been spending some extra quality time with our pets lately, so thanks for that. And to our viewers, welcome back to the Nevada County Democrats Festival for Democracy. Tonight we're raising money to help us get out the vote in this important upcoming election in November 2020. So please hit that Act Blue link and be generous. Our donors have donated over $2,000 already for tonight's event. Please join them and help us get those important funds that we need to support the great candidates that we have in store for you tonight. Our program will be going on for another hour and a half, but don't delay. Please go ahead and hit that button. And I'd like to talk to you about our next act. Kyle is an up-and-coming young artist from Camptonville. He's currently enrolled at Cal State Chico. He's been writing his own songs from the tender age of 8 years old, and he's in the middle of recording his second album. So now, without further ado, our next guest, Kyle Ledson with Better Day.
Thanks, Mary. My name is Kyle Ledson. I want to make sure you guys vote. It's a super important election. Make sure you get out and vote. This is a song that I wrote called Better Day. Well, don't try to roll my sailboat. You know the wind's gonna blow. Take us away to a better world, see a better show. And all the blues that we had before will all get blown away. So don't try to roll my sailboat and we'll see a better day. We can wait a little longer, no need to push us off course. Pretty soon we'll hear land ahoy and march ahead with full force. And just a chance to be with you is good enough to stay. But we can wait a little longer and we'll see a better day. And we can share the world like a meal and hang a hammock on the stars. Just give it time and we'll be able. Just give it time, it'll be ours. Just don't look down deep and just don't blow away. It's 'cause you see it all around you. It doesn't mean it's the right away. Gonna get there? Well, I don't know. I only care about the highways, only care about the roads. And the seat in my car on my right side, filled with you someday. If we're ever gonna get there, we'll see a better day. If we're ever gonna get there, we'll see a better day. If we're ever gonna get there, we'll see a better day. Thank you guys so much. Make sure you register to vote. And I'm going to hand it off to Mary.
Thanks so much, Kyle. Isn't he great? He's an example of a real young, homegrown talent. And tonight's guests show us how much of that talent we actually have here in Nevada County. And so thank you again to all of our performers who've contributed content to share with you and entertain you throughout tonight's program. And Grass Valley, Nevada City, and Truckee are all well renowned for the arts. But we have another brand of homegrown talent here in Nevada County, and that's political talent. The Nevada County Democrats support first-time candidates. The money that we're able to contribute to them early on in their campaign can be the yeast that makes their candidacy rise. So please, if you can, hit that Act Blue button. We've got the links kind of everywhere on the posts on YouTube and Facebook so that you can donate and help us support these really talented candidates. So for one amazing example with a message about why supporting candidates in local office is so critical, our guest, Hillary Hodge, Grass Valley City Council.
Thanks, Mary. Hello, Democrats. I'm Hillary Hodge, your friendly local councilwoman on the Grass Valley City Council, and I'm coming to you from my library, which has been a saving grace this very strange year. Do you know why you should support your local Democratic Central Committee? Local politics and local politicians are probably the most important part of your day-to-day lives. We are the people responsible for things like fixing potholes and building parks. Policies put in place at the local level have an impact on stop signs where you drive and street cleaning where you live. Your support locally is essential. Your donation today will go to help local Democrats get elected. Let's ensure that our community government reflects our community values. Your investment today is an investment in our community's future. Whatever you are planning to give, I want you to double it or triple it, or better yet, just put a zero at the end of the amount. 2020 may have given us things like murder hornets, but together we have an opportunity to end 2020 on a high note. Give today and vote in our upcoming election on or by November 3rd. Live locally, give locally, vote locally. Thanks. Now let's get back to our wonderful hostess.
Thank you so much, Hillary. Let's work together to end 2020 on that high note. Please donate now, be generous, hit that Act Blue link to help support the Nevada County Democrats. We should all be receiving our ballots in the mail in early October, here's hoping, which gives us plenty of time to get to know our candidates and choose wisely for local office. The Nevada County Democrats will have a list of endorsed candidates along with links to further information and resources at nevadacounty.democrats.com. And a shout out to the Western Nevada County League of Women Voters. They are holding virtual candidate forums over Zoom, and they also have links of recordings to prior candidate forums for the upcoming election. So the next one is this coming Tuesday for Grass Valley City Council at 6 p.m. on Facebook and Zoom. So check out their website for more details. You can Google them at League of Women Voters. And now our next musical guest will be Tom Wernigg with My Minivan.
Thanks, Mary. I'm Tom Wernigg. I'm going to do a song for you in just a second, but I want to remind you to vote and vote early. And go ahead and think about donating. Press the blue button. It's very easy to do. It should be on your screen. This is a song I wrote back in the glory days of the Bush era, Bush 2, W, when we thought it couldn't get any worse. And this song is a tongue-in-cheek take on politics. It's called My Minivan. I got a U.S. flag, I'm gonna fly it high. I hope to fly it till the day I die. But when I die, drape it on my coffin. I wear it proud till the worms come in, suck out my brains, turn my insides out. And I've got a
ranch house in the suburbs, up on a hill far from the action. But if my country calls, I'll be proud to send my sons to die in a foreign land, face down in the sand, so I can drive my minivan. My minivan, it's my best friend. Got room for 8, I could trade her in on an SUV if my wife lets me. In this country, you can't be free without the key to a minivan. Yeah, I see the world through clear blue eyes. If I carry a gun, don't be surprised. I like my burgers with freedom fries, but I don't like cats or welfare mothers, convict lovers, tree huggers, or Democrats. And I believe in the word of God. I'm talking Bible, not Upanishad. The Koran thumpers on their holy jihads can kiss my holy ass. They don't like freedom, we don't need them. I won't seat them in my minivan. My minivan, it's my best friend. Got room for 8, I could trade her in on an SUV. If my wife leaves me in this country, you can't be free, don't you see, without the key to an SUV or minivan. Thank you very much. Remember, vote and donate. There's a button on the screen. It's blue. Press it. And register if you haven't already. Thank you, and back to you, Mary.
Thanks so much, Tom. And you can indeed click that blue button on the screen. On Facebook, it says sign up, but it will take you to our Act Blue page nonetheless, where you can donate to the Nevada County Democrats. We're counting on your support throughout this program to help us get out the vote in the November 2020 election. So I actually have an update from Internet Land for those of you who are following along on Facebook and YouTube and using the chat. I know some of you have been lobbing in some questions. We have live moderators who are keeping an eye out and hoping to respond to you quickly. And we also have some lovely feedback. So thanks so much for all of your support. I'm happy to hear that many of you are enjoying our program tonight. So hang on, we've got more to come. We have some amazing talent as well as some upcoming candidates to hear from. So now we'll hear from an attorney by training and a self-employed grant writer who's raising his son here in Nevada County and recently won a seat on Nevada City Council as an endorsed candidate by the Nevada County Democrats. Without further ado, this is Doug Fleming from Nevada City Council.
Thanks, Mary. I was recently elected to the Nevada City Council with the support of the Democratic Party. I've been a member for decades. I've worked to support Democrats most of my life, and I'm working my butt off to support Democrats in this election. That's because this is definitely the most consequential election of our lifetime. So I urge you, actually I implore you, to go out and vote early and get as many people as you know registered to vote and make sure they get to the polls or get their ballot in the mail and vote. That's the only way we can change this terrible dynamic that we're in. I also urge you to donate any amount that you can. This is critical. Any amount helps. Be sure to use the embedded Act Blue button right here on this page. It's imperative that we win this election because winning means restoring the country and the world back to sanity and escaping the division and chaos that's engulfing us now. Thank you for your time, your donation, and your vote. Okay, back to you, Mary.
Thanks, Doug, for that call to action. You can check your voter registration now at registertovote.ca.gov. So please don't forget, the reason why we're all here together tonight on live streaming on Facebook and YouTube is to raise money for the Nevada County Democrats. So please click that Act Blue link. A lot of folks have been asking us about Biden-Harris signs so that you can show your support for our presidential and vice presidential candidates. And good news, we have them. We have them in-house now at our office, and that is located at 1721 East Main Street in Suite 6. That's in Grass Valley. Now it's a little hard to find. You're gonna have to actually drive around back, so keep an eye out for the signage. But we're actually open Monday through Saturday from noon to 4 p.m. from now until the election. So now I'd love to introduce to you Charly Price back again with his song, Tsunami of Love.
Donate, vote, donate, vote. I wish that I could tell you how it happened, so you could have it happen to you too. How the tsunami of love swept over us, but it seemed to come clear out of the blue. I played the night of giving in the great stone hall to an audience, they were in love with me. I was riding high that Saturday night as I stepped out to see what I could see. Tsunami of love sweep over me. Tsunami of love set my heart free. I heard about this dream and the dreamer. They were playing their last gig. It was at Friar Tuck's. With a good parking spot, I decided to walk on over just to test my luck. You see, I've been searching for a love to believe in, a lady to care for who would care for me. She'd given up on this whole romance thing to enjoy life single and free. Tsunami of love sweep over me. Tsunami of love set my heart free. It was a cold, dark winter solstice night as I stepped into Friar Tuck's bar. The place was packed wall to wall. Across the room I saw her. Oh, she was aglow in the joy of the decision she made. No longer needing some guy to come along. I fought through the crowd just to get next to her. The attraction was way too strong. Tsunami of love sweep over me. Tsunami of love set my heart free. We swayed to the music and she grabbed my arm and commanded, "Dance with me." So I led her to the hall where we'd have room to dance. We'd have room to just be. Stared deep into each other's eyes. Our lips met in a romantic embrace. That's when the tsunami swept over us and took us to a fantastic place. Tsunami of love swept over us. Tsunami of love, we were blessed. A place where you have someone to believe in and someone truly believes in you. Where the joy is just being together and it doesn't matter what you do. Now the tsunami of love can strike at any time, early through late in life. I guarantee that when it does, you'll know the time was right for the tsunami of love. That was for Teddy. And vote and donate. Please. Haven't you had enough of this guy? And these idiots who support him? He's ran the Republican Party into the ground. They've lost all their moorings. We've got to take over. I'm counting on you. Thanks.
Thank you, Charlie. My understanding that that's a true story. Isn't that sweet? So please, do as Charlie's been asking us to do all along and donate to the Nevada County Democrats to help support our Get Out the Vote efforts coming up here in November 2020. This helps us support our local candidates, and we have one coming up here. His name is Bob Brandstrom, and he is well known for being well informed. He does his research, and he's open to a wide range of ideas and views. He's been a very active volunteer throughout the county for many years, and he ran a great race last time, so we're happy that he's back again. So without further ado, here's a word from candidate for Grass Valley City Council, Bob Brandstrom.
Thank you, Mary. I'm Bob Brandstrom, and I'm absolutely thrilled to be running for Grass Valley City Council. Grass Valley, especially our business community, has been devastated the past year by power shutoffs and COVID-19. We can strengthen our economy with more living wage jobs that play to our strengths: technology, small manufacturing, and craft cannabis. To support business growth, we need more housing and better broadband. We also can and must do our part on bigger issues. We've seen too much COVID-19 irresponsibility, racial violence, and climate change denial. I'm committed to working on all of these issues and more. We make progress by working together, by creating partnerships between government, nonprofit groups, and businesses. And we elect leaders who make decisions using the best science-based evidence available. Leaders who are open to diverse ideas and innovation. I'm one of those leaders. I'm a problem solver. I get the facts, face the facts, and act on those facts. Equally important, I evaluate what happens and learn from it. I will do this as a member of the City Council. During my 7 years in Grass Valley, I've learned about our people and critical issues through volunteer service to over a dozen nonprofits and by serving on 2 citizen oversight committees. My education and experience have taught me about business and government, finance, and science. Finally, I love doing this. I'm hardwired for public service, and I enjoy the challenge. Winning the elections in November means having governments that work, and work to serve all of us with intelligence and compassion. As Democrats, we have faith in people to get it right. Let's get people registered to vote and make sure their ballots make it to the elections office. Trickle-down divisiveness from the White House is hurting our democracy, including here in Nevada County. My birthday is tomorrow, and my biggest birthday wish is a more democratic America. Help us make my wish come true by clicking on the Act Blue button on this page and donating as generously as you can. If you live in Grass Valley, I ask for your vote. For everyone listening, what Grass Valley does affects all of us. So I ask all of you, please endorse me for City Council. Donate to my campaign. Help me make my 70th birthday the beginning of something great for Grass Valley. Please visit my candidate website, which will be listed in the chat box. I'd love to hear from you. Mary, what do you have for us next?
Thank you, Bob. Now please, be generous and click that Act Blue link. Depending on how you're viewing tonight's program, it might be over here, or maybe over here, or up there, or down below as the first comment, but however you find it, please donate online tonight for tonight's fantastic program. And in addition to fantastic candidates like Bob Brandstrom, we also have a bevy of propositions on the ballot this year. And one of the great things about vote by mail is that we can make sure that we have all the information that we need to make the right choice. So sometimes ballot propositions can be tricky. They can even cancel each other out. So check out the calendar on NevadaCountyDemocrats.com. We have a series of programs coming up over the next several weeks where we will be explaining and exploring some of those propositions. So check that out. And next, performing some flamenco music and a Latin American song is George Souza with a medley of Granaina and Rum de Coca.
Thanks, Mary. Hi, I'm George Souza. I'm happy to be here. We want to remind you to vote early, register, and on the page there's a button, which is the Act Blue button. If you press that, you can donate. And I'm going to play a medley of a flamenco song, Granaina, and a Latin American song, Rum de Coca. That's rum, you guys. Here we go. Don't forget to donate on the button on your screen. Thank you, Mary. Thanks, everybody.
That was beautiful, George. Now I wonder how many of you watching from home actually got up out of your seats to dance a little bit along to that one. Now, I just want to remind you that of course we're here to raise money, so hit that Act Blue link. But before George's performance, I was sharing a little bit with you about some upcoming events that you can attend, again, from home over Zoom, that the Nevada County Democrats are hosting. So check out our calendar. Let me give you the date for the very next one. That's going to be on Tuesday, September 22nd, from 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. And we're going to be reviewing some of the ballot propositions. So keep your eye out, because it's really important that we all are informed when we're completing our ballots. And I also wanted to give a little shout out from the chat. We got some great feedback from Lisa, who says that this is fantastically wonderful and we should do it again sometime. Good thing we have an hour left to go. So now I turn you over to a woman who needs no introduction. That is Mayor Erin Minette of Nevada City.
Thanks, Mayor. I'm so excited to be here. Today, I want to ask three things of you. I want you to ask you to register to vote and ask your family and your friends to register to vote. And the second is vote, and vote early, and take those ballots right up to the election office or to a drop box. And the third is to please donate to our local Democratic Party. It really does make a difference to our local candidates. Thank you. Back to you, Mayor.
Thank you so much for that, Erin, and welcome back to all of you to the Festival for Democracy, this fundraiser for the Nevada County Democrats. I'd love to give you a few late-breaking updates on our fundraising efforts for those of you who are watching this broadcast live at home. We just got an incredibly generous donation of $500 from the California Teachers Association. Thank you, CTA. We've also raised over $600 tonight over the phone. You can see the phone number displayed on your screen. So in addition to that Act Blue link, you can always call. And we'd like to thank, in particular, Dick and Jackie for their donation of $250. We also got an amazing contribution from Joe Garst in the amount of $100. I think that was on our online. All right, cool. That's what my sources are telling me. So thank you, Joe, and thanks to all of you who've been so generous tonight. We really appreciate it. And now we have a candidate for Assembly District 1, Elizabeth Betancourt.
Thank you so much, Mary. I am Elizabeth Betancourt, running right here in Nevada County and in our 25,000 square mile Assembly District 1. I've worked to invest in our North State communities for nearly 20 years. In that process, I've witnessed the impact of disempowered leadership. Our neglected forests, shuttered industries, and lack of internet and healthcare facilities have crippled our ability to recover from today's crises and adapt to a changing future. The challenges ahead of us are enormous. Climate change alone threatens economic peril and political destabilization. But inherent in those challenges coexists opportunity. Green jobs, innovation, reinvestment in localized economies. It takes a champion, though, and this is important, someone who is a member of California's supermajority party to actually make this renewed future a reality for our communities. What this also takes, though, is a committed and invigorated electorate. It is our job, the job of those who are engaged and leaders in electoral politics, to give our friends and neighbors a reason to participate. Please talk openly about the importance of this election. Register your coworkers and neighbors, contribute to candidates who inspire you, and to our central committees who make this all happen. Be sure to use the embedded Act Blue button right here on this page. Policies that champion the lives and the livelihoods of the 99%, empower women and champion underrepresented groups, create accessible opportunities to ensure that each one of us can reach our full human potential. This is what's at stake. We can thrive. We can build local economies, create space and incentive for innovation, a recognition of and action on the human right to the digital space. But none of this is possible without political leadership. That's why I'm running right here in Assembly District 1, and why your help to make this election the turning point for our rural communities is so important. Please vote Elizabeth Betancourt for Assembly District 1. Inform your community, put your money where your values are, and let's get to work together. Mary, back to you.
Thank you, Elizabeth. Now, Elizabeth Betancourt has absolutely knocked our socks off as a candidate. She's come out strong ever since she's announced her candidacy, and we're so excited to support her. She has come down to Nevada County several times to visit with us, and she really knows her stuff when it comes to water management, science, and getting things done through conversation. And so we're really lucky to have her running for her seat in Assembly District 1. Now, I have some late breaking news for you, for all of you watching live on Facebook and YouTube. We've got amazing news. Neil and Joanne Bodine will be matching the next $1,000 that are contributed, but we only have 30 minutes to do it. So if you're on Facebook, check down in the comments. We've got our Act Blue link there as the very first link, or call the number on the screen. And now we have Charly Price once again with his tune, Paradise Lost.
You folks probably remember our dear leader calling Paradise Pleasure, California. He's always been a stickler for details. Anyway, I wrote this song called Paradise Lost. Remember to vote, donate. I'm trying to stay calm now. My planet's under stress. Just doing what I can do to clean up my part of this mess. Everything in nature recycles into something new. We keep making new stuff that ends up worthless when it's through. Stay calm, gonna need you to stay strong. It's getting overwhelming, having a president that don't believe in science. Calls climate change fake news, makes up lies that don't make sense. Trying to not get sucked into his outrage of the day. Paying attention to his actions, not the bullshtick I hear him say. Stay calm so you can stay strong. It's hard to be here now when you're aware of how things are going. And you see the effect of the denial of global warming. Town near me burned down, neighbors burned alive. Other towns have been washed away, some drowned, some survived. Stay calm so you can stay strong. I'm trying to stay calm now. My planet's under stress. Just doing what I can do to clean up my part of this mess. Here's to all you people doing whatever you can do. Want to make sure you realize just how much we appreciate you. Stay calm so you can stay strong. We waited too long. So now we're in this for the long run. It's gonna take everyone. Stay calm. We're gonna need you to stay strong. And while you're staying calm, donate. and vote.
Thanks so much, Charlie. And I wanted to remind everyone who is viewing us live that we have a match going on. We can match up to $1,000 in contributions, but they need to happen between now and say about 5:30 for the live broadcast. So please go ahead and look in the comments on Facebook. The very first link should be the Act Blue link, and you can donate online. Or just like Kathy Lee Knight, you can give us a call on the phone number on the screen and offer us your donation. Thanks so much, Kathy Lee, for your generosity. We really appreciate it. So now, coming up, we have one of our elected officials tonight to share a message. She is a two-time supervisor, and she currently serves as chair of the Nevada County Board of Supervisors. This is Heidi Hall.
Thanks, Mary. Thanks for having me come to this great event. This is one of the most consequential elections we're going to have, the most consequential, certainly, of my lifetime. It is critically important that we all get out and vote. Make sure, please, that you're registered to vote in the right place and with the right party. Be sure you know where to drop off your ballot. Be sure you get it in early. And equally important, be sure you help our excellent candidates get in there in office this year. In order to do that during this COVID time, they need your help. Please donate $1, a dime, $1 million, $100, whatever it is you can do and you are willing and able to do. Our candidates need your help desperately, and we need your vote desperately. Our very democracy depends upon your vote this year. Please get out and vote. Please donate. Click on the screen or call the number, and let's win this election. Thanks, Mary. Back to you.
Thanks so much for that, Heidi. Now, the peanut gallery over here has given me a little correction about our match. So we will actually be matching dollars up to $1,000 tonight, thanks to Neil and Joanne Bodine, until 5:35. But don't delay. That's barely 20 minutes away. So go ahead and look in the comments of the Facebook post for our Act Blue link. Should be a link there in the comments on YouTube as well, or call the number on your screen, because now you can make your dollars count more than ever to help support getting out the vote in 2020. And now, speaking of, a little earlier in this program, I spoke about how to get your ballot into the ballot box. So some of us have had some concerns over the mail. I actually got a postcard from the post office advising me to mail it in at least 7 days early. So be sure that you are an early bird when it comes to this election. And next, we'll have musical guest Tristan Berlund with The Lottery.
Hello, everyone. I'm back with a song called The Lottery. So we all have fantasies of winning the lottery, I'm sure, and I'm no different. And so there's a little joke about the old man who prays to win the lottery every night before he goes to bed. And God comes to him one day when he's an old man, and he says, well, why don't you help me halfway, buddy, and at least buy a ticket? So that's me. I never buy a ticket, but of course, I'm like everybody else. I'd love to win the lottery. This song is about that. And I'm also here to remind you to vote. It's really important. So here we go. I hope you like it. The Lottery. Oh, when I was just a girl, I would travel all the world. Any place I could dream up is where I'd be. If I wanted it enough, oh yeah, just wanted it enough, I could go anywhere I wanted to be. That I was free, oh, anytime, free to go any place that I desire. La da 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 da, la di da di da 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 da, la da 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 da. Oh, but now that I am grown,
My experience has shown to see the world, I better plant that money tree. But it takes a lot of time to grow that vine. Oh, I've got to better plant this into me if I can. Oh, win the lottery, I'll travel the world, oh, so carefree. That's what I'll be. La da 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 di da, la di da di da 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 da, la da 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 di da 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 da. Well, here's what I'll do if I win the lottery. I'll retire in my prime. I won't have to save a dime. I'll go to Paris in the spring, speed the Alps in Chamonix. I hear it's swell in Ecuador, another place I will explore. Well, then I'll go rafting in the Grand Canyon, 'cause big white water is my passion. If I can win the lottery, won't you be happy for me? I'll go to Paris in the spring. Thank you.
Thanks, Tristan. Doesn't she have a beautiful voice? We are so lucky that we have so many talented individuals who have donated their time to helping us raise money for the Nevada County Democrats and our Get Out the Vote efforts this year. So check out the comments box. The very first one should be a link, and you can call the number on the screen to make a donation tonight. So not all of us are super comfortable dropping our ballot in the mail this year, so I wanted to let you know about a couple of other options that you have. There will be vote centers available across the county, but in addition, there will also be drop boxes, safe and secure at some familiar locations like grocery stores, places that you would have to go anyway. So know that if you're not super confident about popping it in a mailbox, you always have the option to drop it off yourself. So keep your eyes out for those locations. They'll be posted soon. And next we have Jeff Kane with The Ultimate Surprise.
I have another one here. One of the things I do pretty regularly is I go into Nevada City and I walk down Broad Street as a tourist. It gives me kind of a new view of things. So recently I was walking past the National Hotel, which has been either under deterioration or renovation for most of my life. And I wanted to see how the progress was coming. So I tried to see in the windows, and they were all papered over, but I found a door that wasn't, a glass door. And I looked in, and it was dark and dusty inside. But right inside the glass was a face. It was some guy. Maybe he worked there. Maybe he was squatting there. But he opened the door, and this is what he said to me. He said, "Do you know where you'll go when you die?" And I thought, oh, I'm glad I came to town. I don't face that question often enough. And I guess my position on it is surprise me. So this song is called The Ultimate Surprise, and it comes out of that question. I'm running out of birthdays. I'm circling the drain. So I'm starting to philosophize before my powers wane. I loved each and every moment of many a grateful year, and I wonder now where I'll go from here. Perhaps I'll reincarnate as a brand new human kid, or I'll come back as a lizard like my next door neighbor did. Or I'll sleep the dead sleep till the rapture sets me free. It's anyone's guess what'll become of me. Oh, where will I go when I die? To that subterranean barbecue or that pie in the sky? Will I fall into oblivion or ascend to paradise? I look forward to the ultimate surprise. There's a lot of possibilities, you know. Perhaps I'll tour the bardos like the Buddhists in Tibet, or just float around politely like Unitarians I've met. That beatific vision sure will be a sight to see. Please save a resurrection seat for me. Oh, where will I go when I die? To that underground barbecue or that pie in the sky? Will I fall into oblivion or ascend to paradise? I look forward to the ultimate surprise. Still more possibilities. Maybe I'll make it to Olympus and I'll sit at Zeus's knees in the company of Plato and blind old Socrates. Or I'll get 47 virgins, you'll hear my joyful cries, and then you'll hear my silence when I find out they're all guys. Oh, where will I go when I die? To that subterranean barbecue or that pie in the sky? Will I fall into oblivion or ascend to paradise? I look forward to the ultimate surprise. I look forward to the ultimate surprise. Yeah, thank you. A reminder, vote. Register if you haven't already, and vote, and please donate. Okay, Mary, back to you.
Thanks so much for that, Jeff, and welcome back to everybody who's joining us on Facebook and YouTube live tonight. I want to remind you that we are rounding the corner. We are in about the last 10 minutes of a generous match offer from Neil and Joanne Bodine. They will be matching all of our donations up to $1,000. So if you haven't had a chance to give us a quick call or go into the comments and find the Act Blue link, now's the time, because you can double your contribution to the Nevada County Democrats and our Get Out the Vote efforts for November 2020. We have so many great candidates to support, so that money will be dollars well spent. And now I'd like to introduce you to the current mayor of Grass Valley. She was first elected to City Council in 2004 and has also run her own business in Grass Valley for many years and served on the Planning Commission. That's Mayor Lisa Swarthout of Grass Valley.
Thanks, Mary. This is the most important election of our lifetime. Please register to vote, help others register, and vote early. Please vote like your life depends on it, because it does. Thanks again, Mary.
Thanks so much, Lisa. We're back again. So another reminder, the clock is ticking. We just have a few minutes left here on our match. So if you haven't had a chance to donate, please make it a priority, because the Nevada County Democrats support young, new, fresh voices for positions up and down the ballot, all the way from school board to city council through our regional elected representative in U.S. Congress. So please be generous, donate, and help us do what we do best, which is get out the vote. If you have some extra time while you're sitting at home in the smoky air, like we all are, Also, think about volunteering. You can fill out our volunteer form at nevadacounty.democrats.com and help us out with phone banking and text banking. You'll be talking to your neighbors, so consider giving it a try if you haven't yet. Next, we have Tom Wernigg again with Nothing Wrong with Feeling Good.
Thanks, Mary. I would love to do this song called Nothing Wrong with Feeling Good. Every time I read the paper, I hang my head. It brings me down, fills me up with dread. Makes me wish I could hide out in a cave. And I'm walking around like I'm walking to my grave. Then I turn on the radio, hear forgotten song. It takes me to a place where nothing's wrong. Gets me out of my head, puts me in my feet instead. You better take me to that place before too long. There's nothing wrong with feeling good, good, good. I say that's just feeling the way you should. There's nothing wrong with feeling fine. It's a cure for worried mind. There's nothing wrong with feeling good. I know there's a heap of trouble down in Mexico, and I know there's refugees, no place to go. I know there's a nasty virus on the loose. Yeah, but I need a break sometimes from the news. I've been known to have me a drink or two, or 3 or 4 when the party's overdue. I've been known to cut a rug, but I don't do heavy drugs. I take a taxi home on the nights I do. There's nothing wrong with feeling good, good, good. I say that's just feeling the way you should. There's nothing wrong with feeling fine. It's a cure for worried mind. There's nothing wrong with feeling good. I don't want to keep my head down in the sand. It's not that I don't care about my fellow man. Yeah, but sometimes it feels the end is drawing near. And I'm no good to anybody if I'm paralyzed with fear. There's nothing wrong with feeling good, good, good. I say that's just feeling the way you should. There's nothing wrong with feeling fine. It's a cure for worried mind. There's nothing wrong with feeling good. There's nothing wrong with feeling good, good, good. Thank you.
Thanks so much for that, Tom. We really appreciate you sharing your talent with us tonight. And thanks again to all of the performers, elected officials, and candidates who have donated their time to help us with this fundraiser for the Nevada County Democrats. All of your donations, we're down to the last 5 minutes of our match, will be used to help us get out the vote in 2020. So for those of you who might be watching this as a recording, we do have a match program going on right now, but don't let that prevent you from donating. That Act Blue page link will be active after the program, so don't hesitate because we all know that this is a historic and important election. Now I'd like to introduce to you another candidate for our regional office. Her name is Pamela Swartz. She's running for state senate in Senate District 1. She grew up in Central California and still runs a very highly competitive business in the region. She stepped up for office on short notice last September, but she has come out strong. I remember when she visited us at the Democratic Women's Club as a brand new candidate, and she's done so amazingly well. So now, in her own words, here's Pamela Swartz, candidate for Senate District 1.
Hey, Mary. Thanks for having me. It's Pamela and Swartz, and I'm running for State Senate for District 1. And I just want to ask, have you guys been looking outside lately? It's pretty smoky, isn't it? Have you had your power shut off during a rolling blackout? Or how about a PSPS? Have you received an insurance cancellation notice for your home or your business? Yeah, I thought so. Guess what? These problems are all interconnected, and our campaign is about weaving together the solution to make sure that the people of the North State don't suffer any longer. So how are we going to do that? For starters, we're going to represent only the people of our district, not outside interests or corporations, which means that unlike our opponent, we don't take any money from corporations. As a matter of fact, I'm really proud to say that our campaign is 100% people powered, 100%. Second, in the face of this accelerating climate catastrophe that we're all in, it's imperative that our district receive the support and the funding to manage our forests and our watersheds back to health in order to mitigate the hazardous and expensive fires that we've been having. And as your state senator, I will fight to do just that. We can no longer survive complacency. Third, and this is really important, our energy system needs to be reconfigured to be 100% based on renewable resources, and quickly. We need local power generation, and we need locally owned and managed utilities that answer to the people and not shareholders who don't even live in our district, which leads me to the one real solution: state-of-the-art biomass gasification facilities. They create new jobs. They support local economies. They produce clean energy 24/7, rain, shine, sleet, snow. And you know what the really super cool part about all this is that we have an unlimited amount of biomass right in our backyards. So what can you do to ensure your health and your safety for years to come? Vote. This is the most important election of our lifetime, and we have the chance to truly defend our democracy. So vote like your life depends on it, because you know something, it really does. Second, register your friends, family, your neighbors, your coworkers, and make sure they vote. Third, vote early. The post office may be having some issues, so make sure that your vote counts by voting early. And you know what else you can do? You can donate to our campaign, any amount. So please use the Act Blue link on this page, and please donate any amount to our campaign. Because if you've been waiting for a candidate who's honest and will serve you, the people of our district, then vote for me, Pamela Swartz, for State Senate District 1. We need a representative who will not allow our district to be ignored any longer in Sacramento. So Mary, that's what I've got to say, and I am really appreciative of the time that you've given me here. And also thank you to the Nevada County Democrats for doing this virtual fundraiser today. Take care, everybody. Stay healthy and stay healthy. Take care. Bye-bye.
Thanks so much, Pamela. And I just wanted to put out one last word about our match program. We are rounding just the last minute or so. So if you haven't had a chance to donate, please find that first comment on Facebook and YouTube and click that link. It is incumbent upon all of us to ensure that we're making progress in this historic upcoming election. And Pamela Swartz is an excellent example of the kind of voice that we would like to represent us in Sacramento. We're looking at candidates that share our values on things like the environment, wildfire, which I know is very present for all of us with the recent Jones fire, as well as the poor air quality conditions that we're experiencing today. So I hope all of you are safe at home, but please do everything that you can to support our candidates that support these values. It's important, more so now than ever. And next we have your friend and mine, Charly Price, once again with his song, I'm in a Quandary.
All right, remember, vote, donate. I'm counting on you. I'm in a quandary. I don't know what to do. Should I send him a thank you card? Or should I sue my sweetheart's ex for driving her away? If he'd been a real man, I wouldn't have her today holding my hand. I think I owe him more than I could ever pay. But he treated her so damn bad, made her feel confused, made her sad. It's hard for me to tell just what to do. The damage he caused lingers on to this day. There's only one thing I can think of to make him pay. I know I got a good case. I probably should sue. I'm in a quandary. I don't know what to do. Should I send him a thank you card? Or should I sue my sweetheart's ex for driving her away? It's hard for me to understand that kind of short-sighted, egotistical man who would send away the lady I pray will stay. What's a guy gonna do? I know. Donate and vote.
Thanks again, Charlie. I am delighted to be able to give all of you watching our live broadcast on Facebook and YouTube a little bit of an update on our fundraising efforts tonight. We have exceeded expectations. We are blowing it out of the water, and we just want to thank donors for their generosity. For example, we got a couple of phone-in donations, say from Lois Shelton and one from Custis Haynes, both in the amount of $100. These kinds of donations will go such a long way to supporting our candidates who are running for office this November. Thank you so much. And we've gotten some more generous contributions. Some of you are able to donate more like $250 or $500. We are so grateful for your support. But even if you can donate a smaller amount of money, like $10, $25, maybe think about making it a recurring contribution over the next couple of months. It'd be very helpful for us. Thank you so much. And now I have an amazing candidate who grew up on a farm in Central California and taught agriculture at Chico State. Her name is Audrey Denny, and she is running to represent us in U.S. Congress in District 1. Thanks so much, Audrey. Looking forward to hearing from you.
Thanks so much, Mary. I am so happy to be here. I'm Audrey Denny, and I'm your candidate for the U.S. House of Representatives. The top issues that I'm running on are making sure that we can recover from COVID economically and making sure we're boosting and taking care of our rural healthcare infrastructure, including having enough medical professionals in our rural area. I've been also running on forest management and health, and fire prevention, as well as increasing our access to rural broadband. This is the most consequential election, certainly in my lifetime, and I know probably in many of yours as well. I'm so pleased to be here tonight to support the Nevada County Democrats. It is so important, so important to not only donate to your candidates, to donate to me, and also to donate to all of our local Democratic organizations that are building up the base of Democratic leadership in our counties and in our communities. Make sure you donate with the link that is somewhere around here. I'd love your help on my campaign, volunteering, lots of different ways to do that. Check out my website to learn more. And of course, I would be honored by your vote. This election not only means bettering our communities and bettering our region, but this election is about protecting the American experiment. And that is what we are doing for the next few months, is working to make sure our country stays our country, right? That's it. That's what I had to tell you. Thanks for having me. Back to you, Mary.
Thanks so much, Audrey. She is an amazing candidate, and she's had a wellspring of support from across the North State. But Audrey, like many of our regional candidates, looks to the Nevada County Democrats for support early on in their campaign. We are well known for our ability to support candidates not just with dollars, but with other kinds of support, like volunteer support. We can connect them with resources on how to run a successful campaign that works for North State voters. So thanks again to all of you who have been donating along the way. Thanks again for all of you who are still tuned in on Facebook and YouTube. For those of you watching the recording, don't you worry, those Act Blue links in the comments will still work after the live broadcast, because every penny counts in this upcoming election. And now we have a really amazing guest for your musical enjoyment. That's Achilles Wheel Trio with Bob Woods and their number, Rise Up.
Thanks, Mary. We are the Achilles Wheel Trio. I'm Paul. This is Mark. Shelby on the far side, and our good friend Bob Woods in the middle joining us for this. We are here to encourage you to take advantage of your constitutional right to vote. That is, let's just do that.
And do it early this year.
Yeah,
just
indeed.
get your vote in early as soon as you get your ballot. Everyone knows who they're going to vote for, so just do it.
So we got a song that we'd like to play for you right now, and it's called Rise Up.
1, 2, 3, 4.
It's no secret that the world is on fire, and it's time we should go. There's a little bit of difference afraid to fall down and get up again. Come on and rise up. You know the world is spinning round and wondering when are we gonna rise up? Come on and rise up. Yeah, now rise up. Come on and rise up. It's no secret that the world is on fire, and it's time we should go. There's a little bit of difference between what we think and we know. And every day we take a walk outside and hope that you'll be breaking the mold. 'Cause the only revolution we want is to rise up our soul. Rise up, don't you be afraid to fall down and get up again. Come on and rise up. You know the world is spinning round and wondering when. Come on and rise up. Don't you be afraid to fall down and get up again. Come on and rise up. No, the world is spinning round and wondering when. Well, when are we gonna rise up? Come on and rise up. Come on and rise up. Come on and rise up. Well, come on and rise up. Rise up. Rise up. Rise up.
All right, thank you very much. Get out and vote, everybody.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Back to you, Mary.
Thanks so much. That was Achilles Wheel Trio with Bob Woods. Thanks so much for that inspirational musical break. We are continuing our program. We have just a few minutes left, and the donations are still rolling in. We're so grateful. We just got a $250 donations to support our efforts for the upcoming November 2020 election. So if you haven't had a chance, I gotta say at least one last time, hit that Act Blue link. It'll be in the comments. Every single penny will help us do what we need to do to get out the vote. So in addition, don't forget, vote early this year. We have tons of resources for you at NevadaCountyDemocrats.com. We have lists of our endorsed candidates. We have upcoming presentations on the ballot propositions. So when it comes in October, make sure you fill it out and get it in the mail. And now we have a special guest, our California Democratic Party Chair, Rusty Hicks.
great to be with you. Although I'm not with you in person, I am there virtually with you, and so incredibly proud of all the great work that you are doing, both have done and all the great work that you will do. I think what we have seen over the past 3 months and 3 years in this country certainly means that we have a lot of work to do over the next 60 plus days. We have the opportunity to take back our democracy, to really save our democracy. So what we do over the next couple months is going to be so incredibly important, because we know that Trump and the Republicans are trying to steal this election. We're not going to let them do it. Too much is at stake, too much is on the ballot, and we've got to make it happen. The California Democratic Party is working with grassroots leaders like you up and down the state to ensure that we turn out the vote on November 3rd, before November 3rd. And the work that you're doing, coming together, raising the necessary resources to carry out and continue this great work. I'm so incredibly proud of all of you. So if you're watching, make sure that you donate, make sure that you contribute, make sure that you tell your family, your friends, your neighbors, your coworkers to get out and cast a ballot. So much is counting on it. Thanks so much, everybody. Back to you, Mary.
Thanks so much, Rusty. We really appreciate all of the support that we can get from the state level. But the reality is that when it comes to our regional and local races, it's your local Democratic committee that does the work to really support and shape these candidates' campaigns and to get them off to the races so that we can see new talent with diverse ideas and diverse backgrounds, people with experience ranging from social services to business, that are coming to the table with fresh ideas to represent us at every level in government. So thanks so much for your donations tonight. We really appreciate your generosity. I also want to make sure that you can get your signs, your candidate signs, to show your support at home for all of our local races, as well as the Biden-Harris sign. I know everyone's looking for that. And I'll give you the address when we come back from our next performer, who is consummate Nevada County, Sands Hall, with Love is Gonna Win.
Thank you so much, Mary. I can't say how thrilled I am to be here joining you for this. My name is Sands Hall, and as you've been told a number of times, we want you to register and vote early. And if you have it in you to press that little button on the screen and donate, that would be fantastic. I'm going to sing a song called Love is Gonna Win, because I think it is going to win, and we're all going to vote to make it win. This song was written in the era when there were still those kinds of gambling machines that had the little handle on them. Now you just press a button, but you'll recognize it, I'm sure. So this is my song, Love is Gonna Win. Driving into Reno, when dawn had cracked the sky, you asked me, do you gamble? I said it's time I tried. We pulled off Route 395, we took a break from traveling. 6 a.m. outside the casino, we kissed under lamps blinking welcome in no way. This love is gonna lose, you said, love is gonna win. You changed $20 into silver chips, you said, honey, go to town. Well, I stuffed the one-armed bandit, I pulled that handle down. The fruit spun round and the bells all clanged and coins filled up the bin. Our hands shoved in our pockets, we met eyes and shared a grin. It's like our love, you said, the cards are stacked. Love is gonna win. Love, you tell me, it's just another game of chance. It's a matter of luck, you say, with a dash of circumstance. And when I say, I wanna believe that you're the one for me and I'm the one for thee, you laugh and say, believe. 'Cause fortune's wheel may turn and spin, no matter the cards or the suits they're in. We gotta believe, we gotta believe, we gotta believe that love is gonna win. We gambled for an hour. We shot craps and rolled roulette. Got skunked when we played blackjack, but we won a 20 on a Keno bet. We shared an apple pie in the upstairs bar. We danced to the jukebox din. The cards are dealt, the bets are laid. Maybe a gamble, I'm all in. Maybe a gamble, I believe that love is gonna win. The cards are dealt, the bets are laid. Maybe a gamble, I'm all in. Maybe a gamble, I believe that love is gonna, love is gonna, love is gonna, love is gonna, love is gonna win. And love is gonna win, but you gotta vote too. So please get out there and vote. And meanwhile, thank you, Mary, for all you're doing. Thanks a ton.
Thank you so much, Sands, and thanks to all of you who've joined us tonight for our live broadcast. Thanks to all of you who are watching this as a recording and have made it all the way to the end. This concludes our program tonight. But before we go, I have to say thank you to a few key people who have supported tonight's event. First and foremost, thank you so much to Neil and Joanne Bodine for running our match program. You have accelerated our fundraising. We so appreciate your support. I would love to also thank Andy Rowland, who's been behind the camera, my buddy, at a socially safe distance, of course. And to all of the support crew who are here tonight, thank you so much for making our first virtual gala fundraising event a success. Thanks so much to our social media moderators. Appreciate you all who've been adding into the chat and sending us messages along the way. And thank you so much to the incredibly talented musicians and performers who've donated their time to share their amazing talent with us tonight as entertainment. And thanks again to our elected officials who've chosen to put out a message about supporting the local Democratic Party, the Nevada County Democrats. Best of luck to all of the candidates that we've heard from tonight. We are supporting 10 candidates in this next election cycle between now and November, which is just a couple months away. So please check out NevadaCountyDemocrats.com for more information on all of these amazing candidates. Best of luck in your races. And finally, we are all praying for healthier air here and across the nation. Thank you so much. We wish you the best of health. Stay safe out there. Thank you, and good night.